Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Lejeune here. We're back at another video. Now we got some brand new information for Spider-Man when it comes to some of his abilities and his mechanics. Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Lejeune here. We're back at another video. Now, as you guys see in today's video, we got another video for Spider-Man dealing with his new abilities and also his mechanics as well. Now, all this information does come from Game Informer and GameSpot, so there's a lot to digest right here. So before we get to the video, if you guys are going to enjoy it and you guys liked it, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well, so miss a video and also be notified when I upload a video, and most importantly, make sure you guys hit that like button. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Damn, homie, they ain't ready for this. Scatter shot, I'm working, hurt them worse than slitting your wrist. Hit subscribe, smash like, ring the bell, stay tuned. Now without further ado, here's the duel of June. Yeah.
Alrighty, so I'm going to go on the little mini rant right here. So what IGN did when it comes to Spider-Man and the information is so f***ed up, because they left out so much information when it comes to Spider-Man and his mechanics and everything dealing with him, and left it out in the article and the video. They literally, like, it's so much stuff that Game Informer and GameSpot talked about when it comes to Spider-Man mechanics and his abilities and all that, and going even more in detail about it compared to IGN's. They just said F it and just posted an article and barely had anything in it, which is so wild to me because it automatically paints the image of Avengers, and it already has a bad image already when it comes to gaming in general. It always gets crapped on, which some is deserving and some is not, but still it just automatically just paints that image of, oh, Spider-Man looks trash. Like, ain't no point. Like, there's barely any information that explains about him. And of course, with the gameplay video, that gameplay video was captured by people that work at Crystal Dynamics, and the way they showed off Spider-Man in that video did not do it justice compared to what they got in this information from Game Informer and GameSpot. But it's just so crazy to me. It really is. I'm just seeing this like, it's the fact that they really just doing it. It's insane to me. But, you know, that's my little mini rant. We about to get into some information about Spider-Man and his abilities and mechanics. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to get onto is Spider-Man abilities. Then we're going to get onto the mechanics. So for the first thing we're going to talk about is his assault ability, which is called Web Bomb. Now the Web Bomb itself does AoE damage, and it also, enemies caught up in the Web Bomb splash gets webbed up and automatically makes them incapacitated. And it also does a lot of stun damage, which makes them available to do takedowns on, which is pretty nice. It seems like more of a car control type move where, you know, you get web them up and have them, you stand still in one spot and your teammates can do takedowns and you can do takedowns. Now, speaking about takedowns, there's an interesting mechanic for Spider-Man that I cannot wait to get into when we get into the mechanics that involves his takedowns and his intrinsic meter. It is so strong. So for his support, we have the Spider Drone. Now, of course, the Spider Drone, it does shoot out webs, which is also to able like to stack on the web status to incapacitate them, to, you know, of course, make them stand still and make them more valuable to, you know, to hit, since they're going to be standing still since they're webbed up. And also another ability that the Spider Drone does have, where it creates a bubble shields around Spider-Man, so you can actually just be have like a defensive shield around you, so you don't probably get interrupted, hopefully. So that's pretty cool right there. Now for his ultimate, it is called a Wrecking Ball. Now, of course, you guys seen the clip for Wrecking Ball. Basically, Spider-Man, you know, if you play Shattered Dimensions, it's basically like that, where he like welds up the ground and grabs a piece of the ground with webs and slams it down. Now, they did state in the article that it's more like a Bifrost. So if you guys hit them directly with it, it will do lots of damage, and it also will web them up automatically, and it will it will have like a duration of your increased damage once you activate Wrecking Ball. Now, there's another move that can be tied to Wrecking Ball, where it basically covers up Spider-Man's hands and feet and inflicts more status damage with each hit. So honestly, low-key, a status type build for Spider-Man might be the move. It might be the wave. I ain't gonna lie, that sounds kind of nice when it comes to his ability. So let me know in the comments how you guys feel about his abilities when it comes to his Web Bomb, Spider Drone, and also his Wrecking Ball. Now, of course, there is going to be more variations of this, since, you know, it has 3 slots on each side. So we're going to be seeing that on Tuesday when Monday when the war table actually does come live. So look forward to that one. So let's get on to his mechanics. Now, his mechanics are so dope. I cannot wait to get into this. So without further ado, let's go. Alrighty, so let's get on to some of Spider-Man mechanics. So of course, the first thing we're going to be talking about is the web status effect. Now, the web status effect immobilizes targets, basically making them stay still in one spot. No, it's not like cryo. Cryo slows down people, but with web stats effect, it will actually just immobilize them in general. They will stand still. So that's pretty dope. I like the fact that they added that for Spider-Man. And it's crazy. A couple months ago, there was a leak stating that status effect, like Spider-Man will be coming with his own status effect. So that ended up did coming true. Now, they did state that webs can inflict various of debuffs in the skill tree. Now, one of the skill trees that actually inflicts with webs, basically web targets take more damage and more status damage from other heroes. And another one is where they can actually drop health packs from defeating webbed enemies. Now, of course, there's another quality of life feature right here where web targets can actually be webbed to walls. Now, it looks like in the gameplay that Spider-Man does have a way to pull enemies, possibly throw them. So throwing enemies into the wall will actually automatically web them, basically like throwing Mjolnir to enemies and having them pinned on the wall. And the same thing with Black Panther Spear. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how that goes. Now, another thing when it comes to Spider-Man's Traversal, he can actually, when he's wall running, he could go up, he could wall run up, down, and of course left and right. And a different thing that they did add with this is when he's turning a corner when wall running, he could actually go automatically into web swinging, or he could just continuously run through you know, on continuously wall running basically when he's cutting that corner. So that's pretty dope. I like the fact they added that, which is pretty nice. Now, you remember when I talked about how OP takedowns and his intrinsic meter will be for Spider-Man? So they have it stated, if you build up his intrinsic meter all the way full, Spider-Man can do automatic takedowns without stunning any enemy, which is insane. To be honest, an intrinsic build is going to be probably the meta for Spider-Man, because the fact is you could do takedowns without even having them stunned. It's pretty dope. It is pretty dope, to be honest. I had to give them that. That is a very cool idea that they did think about. I cannot wait to put that into action to like really see how that really works. But just in general, just from that, it just has Spider-Man on a whole nother level, because you have to stun people just to even do takedowns. But the fact is you don't even have to do that for Spider-Man. When you have your intrinsic meter up, it sounds pretty dope to me, to be honest. Now, of course, we got the last thing when it comes to his web shooters and his Spidey Sense intrinsic meter. So for his web shooters, he has 3 different variants. He has the charge shot, he has the web bombs. Now, this is pretty weird, the fact that his assault is web bombs, and he has another variation on his webs where he can actually do web bombs. Like, I think it's like mini web bombs. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how that goes. And the last one is called web tether. Basically, it can stick enemies together, and also you can lay traps on the floor with web tether and basically trap enemies with the webs status effect and basically have them immobilized, which is pretty dope. It's like the web tripwire in Spider-Man PS4, it seems like. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how that goes. Now, that's all the information we got on his web shooters. Now, for his Spidey Sense, which is his intrinsic, I'm not sure about this detail that they did state in the Game Informer article, but it does state that when Spidey Sense goes off, you can dodge with the intrinsic meter, or you can just do a perfect dodge. But it seems like if you activate the intrinsic meter and you see like the little red pop up on your head with the Spidey Sense, you press your intrinsic and then you do an automatic dodge. So that's pretty interesting to see. And it did state that if you do a perfect dodge, you will be granted a defensive buff, and you can inflict more impact armor debuff on that attacker. Basically, with the impact armor debuff, you'll be able to like basically interrupt them more. So that's basically what the the impact armor debuff means. And it did state there are many upgrades that come with the Spidey Sense to make it even more powerful. So that is all the information that we really got for Spider-Man. This information right here just sounds dope in general when it comes to his web shooters, his intrinsic meter. With if you have it full, you can just do automatic takedowns. It sounds nice. It really do. And I just didn't like the fact that IGN did not have this information in the article. It's like they just completely left it out and just want to paint the image. If I'm just being honest, it really does. It really does look that way. But honestly, the way that it can have this detail from Game Informer and GameSpot, Spider-Man does sound like he's going to be a good character. They do characters justice when it comes to Avengers, so I can't really wait to see it, like how he's able to play when we get able to play him on next week. But yeah, that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video with all this information. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about it. But before we head out, if you guys are not, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on post notifications so them as a video, and as we notify when I upload a video. And most importantly, make sure you guys hit that like button. Now, of course, I do stream on Twitch. If you guys want to join the Twitch stream, the link is below for that one. I will be streaming the war table, and also Spider-Man once they officially come out. And also I also do have a Discord. If you guys want to join that, the link is below for the Discord. We talk about everything, so if you guys want to join that, the link is below. Also, I do have memberships on the channel. If you guys want to join that, the link is below for that one as well. Want to give a quick shout out to the elite members and the Ricker members. I greatly appreciate it. But yeah, it's Legion here. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and have a good day. Peace.